Anyway, Adrienne, I'm very excited for your special.
Me too.
I'm
Thank you.
stoked
Thank you
people are
for
gonna see
doing
it.
it.
Yeah, it was a fun. I feel a responsibility and a camaraderie with the special itself because it took 2 years to make, really, of trying to find different people. Patton Oswalt wanted to do it for a while, couldn't get any traction.
Well, no, then we had the pandemic.
Then we had the pandemic. It was just like couldn't get it done. He couldn't get a bite on anybody.
No.
And then eventually, I'm like, Adrienne, we just got to do it.
We just got to do it. And it
Louis was
almost
like,
just
I'll
went
do-
up on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, we'll put it on YouTube, and then like let's try with Netflix. But either way, it's gonna be great. People are gonna see. I think, and I know you don't like this, but I think there's a lot of men being presented women that aren't ready. So it'll be like a 25-year man comic on a 3-person show, then a 6-year woman, and then a 22-year man. And they go, women aren't funny, and it's like, no, it's because the women that are doing it, Nikki Glaser, are so successful. They don't
Right,
have,
she's not in the clubs
she's
anymore.
not- I'm not doing
she's
this with you
touring.
guys. Right. So they don't understand. They don't have the whole context to know. No.
Sure.
More developed comics are better than less developed comics. That's what you
Of
mean.
course, yeah.
But they have this thing where they don't like it, but they say they don't want to say women aren't funny. Some guys do, but like a large percentage of the population is just really nice, and they go, "I'd love to find a woman who's hilarious,
I mean,
not
most
sexual."
of my fans are 75% men.
Yeah, and I think you're the one. I think when Patton Oswalt saw you, you got an opening gig, and he was like, "Oh, this is who I'm looking for: dark, hard hitting, non-sexual." Just fucking mean-spirited and a
not
rotten
mean-
person.
is it mean-spirited?
Rotten person on the inside, and just hilarious. And every time you open for me on the road, there was these 3 minutes of like, what the fuck is this lady? And then like, oh, she's not serious. And then it would start chuckle, then dying laugh. Those last 20 of 25.
Yeah,
would
but
be
they don't know it
destruction.
first.
And now you're gonna get your crowd. You guys should all go see her. She's fucking crazy good. That Parkland joke that you did the day after Parkland, it's in the special. I'm not going to ruin it. You'll see it.
I wonder, I mean, that was years ago. I wonder what it would be like if I did it now.
What do you mean?
Because I did it that night at
If
that
Parkland
night-
just happened
If
today.
Parkland just
Yeah.
happened now in 2024, and I did that, I wonder what the reaction would be. Because that night, everyone was like, and then people went nuts for it.
And then they started laughing.
They started laughing. But I had no idea how it was going to go. Everyone came down to watch to see if I was going to, like, swim or die. Because you didn't know, and I closed with that joke because I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. And then, you know, the host is going to have to clean it up.
It was the joke of 2018?
Whenever Parkland was 2018, I guess.
Yeah. And maybe 2019. I think 2018.
I think it was 2018.
Yeah. And I remember when Netflix, like, we can't show this in the Degenerates, it was like, I got in a real fight with them. It was like, it's the best joke of the year in New York.
Well, I remember when they wouldn't let me do it too, and I was like, can I fight for this? And Marlene was like, no, they're not going to let you do it.
It's crazy.
But now they...
But I was like, please do it for me. We'll just
I
use
did
this
do it
clip.
for you.
And it killed. Even then, years later.
It killed.
And
It
then
did
it's
kill.
like, okay, so we're putting it in. We're leaving it in. It's so good. But imagine, when you watch it, imagine this. The day after, a bunch of kindergartners just got slaughtered. Elementary kids. And so the real feeling is
sounds
like,
so bad like
shit, this is really bad. And then you come with that joke that you guys should all watch. Come back and comment on this YouTube when you've seen it. Oh my God, you can't be talking about this.
Everyone was like,
you shouldn't be talking about,
But
and
then
then
they
analyzing
laughed.
what you said.
and then they laughed.
And they go, oh, this isn't really taking a side at all.
No, I mean, no one thinks
It's a
school
release.
shootings are good.
It's a release. School shooters love it.
School shooters, yeah. But like the
Yeah.
other people.
You don't wonder if there's a school shooter like about to be, you know, like someone planning it now for like 3 months from now. Mm-hmm. And then he's like, oh, thank God they haven't made this illegal yet. Thank God there's no special extra crime. Whew, it's just guns.
Crazy.
Yeah. Buddy, I'm proud of you.
Proud of you. You did a great job. Without
thank
you,
you.
this would never happened.
Thank you. I do feel like an ownership over the production of this. And this is the part
You
when I make
do.
my own. Mine will be out in January. Mm-hmm. I should be able to announce by now on Netflix as well. I got to be able to announce this. I'll tell them to cut it if I can't.
Sorry.
I don't have an exact date yet, but
soon. January.
soon. January.
2 months.
But it's in the editing and the set design and the production of it feels more like building a table and chairs, like really working with your
Well,
hands
from the ground
versus
up.
the jokes.
Yes. Well, there's so much, right? Because you were involved in like, I mean, every
Corralling a
comic
venue.
is going to want you to produce their special because you're so you want to know how many seats they're killing. You want them to lose the least amount of seats. The lighting. I mean, Louis did like a great job with the
Thank
light.
God Louis was there. I have directors fighting me all the time. Not
Right, but
really,
both
not
of
mine
you
to know,
together
but
did like such an amazing job that like I was so lucky to have both of you.
it's so funny going to a director. I mean, Abrams and I work really well together. He knows me by now.
Right.
And he gets why I'm right on this stuff. He's like also fighting for me. But it's like, so Louis I never worked with. I don't know. So I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, buddy, there's 144 seats down there. I'm telling you,
You want to kill the least
I
amount
want
of
to lose
seats.
14 is the max. And he's like, yeah, less. I'm like, oh, you're on my side.
Yeah, well, because you're used to fighting people who are like, we
Yeah.
need 40 seats, and you're like, for what?
For what? Well, I put a video village in there and have some agents show up.
Because everyone's like, well, what does the director do? I'm like, well, they create the whole atmosphere.
Louis
for the
didn't even
show.
watch. He was upstairs listening because
He was
there's no
upstairs
room
listening.
for him.
Yeah, and also just like what he did with the lighting and like just adding the 6 inches to the stage and then turning that light off. It does look different than the regular Comedy Cellar,
He wanted it to mimic this Lenny Bruce
Lenny
special
Bruce
from a long time ago.
where it's
And-
just like him against a brick wall.
Yeah, I think he did. Still recording, yes.
Hold on, I think I have a picture too.
Oh, really?
Well, I have a picture of the lighting and how it looks because the lighting, all the comics were like, the lighting is beautiful. It really
The lighting is beautiful. He really did such a good job with
Yeah.
that. I made him take those lights out afterwards. So like, no one's gonna make clips in my fucking stage. He's like, that's what I want. That's the look I'm trying to mimic. He did it with Bobby Kelly. He's a really good director. He did it with Bobby Kelly's special where he's like, that's yours.
That's mine, yeah. But like the lighting is so cool. I mean, my face looks retarded, but like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of the similar thing where the Comedy Cellar light is off,
Yeah. Right.
and then a lot of times you can't even see that because I'm like so close to the stage.
Yeah. I'm really proud.
It looks great,
Yeah.
and it's amazing.
I'm proud of how it came out. And even just like deciding on the location was like, first we're like, maybe the mothership. We needed to fill it up. And you don't have that big a draw.
I have no
Not
draw.
yet. Now you will. So it was like, how can we fill it up? We don't want to give away free tickets. That's not the best audience. But
Sure.
we're like, maybe the mothership. And then I was like, why don't you come feature for me at the mothership so you can see what it's like? Because you hadn't done it really. Mm-hmm. And then you were like, nah, it's going to take me like 10 tries to really figure out this room.
Yeah.
It's a good room, but
It's a great
different.
room now. Like
Yeah.
I would be able to film there now because I've been there a couple of
You've
times.
been there, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not positive I'll be able to get it my next set. There's a little give and take with
Yeah.
rooms. So like, oh, fuck, okay. And then like Louis didn't want to do there 2 nights. He only wanted to do 1 night there. But then he came with this idea, like, well, where's she the most comfortable in the world? Where's she
I
performed
mean, the
more than
Comedy
any
Cellar.
other?
The Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
That and not the VU, the little room.
The little room, which no one films there. Aziz and Ray
Aziz
Romano
and Ray
filmed
Romano
there.
filmed there.
Feeney did a little part of it, but no one made it look this good.
No, it looks amazing.
And Judah did who? What an iconic room. But yeah, he was like, let's do it there. We'll do 2 nights. Fills up, of course. Man, what a fucking killer. The whole thing. But I do like that it really feels like sawing and building rather than creativeness.
Well, because it's you were on a different end of
My
it.
part
You're
of it, yeah.
usually on the creative side and doing some of that, but like you were really on that end.
Yeah. But I want the comic to be like, hey, I know what you have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only going to bring that to you. The rest, I just want you to focus on your jokes. But if it's like, hey, like a month out, like, hey, so we're doing the lighting. I need to know what you're wearing.
Right.
I'm not going to bother you for anything, but now it's time. I need it by
Sure,
now.
yeah.
Or, hey, in a month, I'm going to need to know what you're wearing. Black, blue,
Yeah.
green, so we can know how to match this or whatever. And I won't bother you until it's time. And if it's like, hey, if like,
Well, it was crazy too. They wanted me to show up really early to get makeup and stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna be so tired if I get there at 3:00 in the afternoon. The shows are like 9 and 11,
exactly.
and Louis was like, "No, let her come in late."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Thank God
"Yes,"
for Louis.
because I'm all day. You're just nervous anyway, like
Thank
you know,
God for
anxious
Louis.
and nervous.
Yeah,
and
and him going like, yeah, I know, I'm a comic too. We don't want
Yeah.
to wait around all day. We're not
Not all day.
lighting equipment. We're comics.
no,
You think people are going to be mad about Louis being on it?
I don't know. I thought so, but it seems like no one cares.
I think it's not out. They still got the election. They're more mad about that. But when
That's
it comes
true.
out, especially if Trump wins, I think they're going to willfully ignore the fact that Louis is helping a female performer achieve her potential. And they're just going to go, fuck Netflix for hiring Louis. As if they didn't just license a special that we all made on our own without anyone's help.
Well,
They're
what's
gonna
weird about
ignore
that
that.
too is like I had a friend that she used to do stand up and she lives out in Seattle. And we met up and she was like, you know, something about like if I think that he was like using me as a woman. I go, do you know that me and him were friends before all this stuff happened? He was gonna like do a TV show with me, so it's like it wasn't like that happened and then he's like, hey, I need a woman. It was like, no, he was working with me for a while before that.
I love that.
And then she was like, oh, I didn't know that. But people don't know stuff, so they just make their own narratives up in their head.
Rogan did that once with Bandit. I went to the bathroom in his studio, and Bandit just followed me to the bathroom. Then the door closed, and he was waiting for me outside. And Joe came in, and I left, and he was like, "You got her from a shelter?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Was she like pretty abused?" I'm like, "Oh no, her mom was adopted when she was pregnant, so she was born into like a nice shelter. I adopted her within a few weeks. The lovely family that raised her, like they had the whole litter." And he goes, "Oh, so no?" He goes, "No." He goes, "Oh man, her just sitting outside the door. I invented this whole narrative around that." I'm like,
the cutest thing is,
"Oh, she's just a homo.
She just loves you."
Yeah, she just loves me. I want her to come out.
What's funny
it's not
too,
scared of the world.
In your apartment, you have a picture of her real mom in a frame by her bed, and it's like the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Mom.
Yeah,
yeah, we knew the mom.
It's very, very cute.
Yeah, Dad was a deadbeat.
No,
we have no idea. Didn't stick around. Yeah, the narratives will be interesting. Not just like I made one for Bobby Kelly. He's my friend. I made one for Adrienne.
Like,
she's
doesn't
my friend.
matter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting anyway. It'll be interesting.
Where you been and where you going? This is Ari's travel show, yeah. We're gonna go on a journey today, see what there's to see in this big world. We're exploring different places, seeing all different types of faces. We're gonna talk about travel today. It's